Good evening and welcome. My name is Julie Peterson. I am the current chair of the American Board of Physical Therapy Specialties, and it is my pleasure to welcome you all to tonight's recognition ceremony. While we wish we'd had the opportunity to congratulate you all in person during the 2021 Combined Sections meeting, we are looking forward to celebrating your accomplishment and achievement tonight. To start things off, please welcome the president of the American Physical Therapy Association, Dr. Sharon Dunn, a board-certified orthopedic clinical specialist.
Thank you, Jennifer, and good evening. It's my honor to welcome you to the APTA Specialty and Proficiency Ceremony, and special thanks to those of you who have made the time to watch this event live. Like just about everything else these days, we've moved this ceremony, which typically happens at the Combined Sections meeting, to a virtual format. We've all grown accustomed to these sorts of virtual events by now. Still, it's always a bittersweet experience. I'm proud that we're able to continue programs and all the other important work that we do, but I'm always a little sad that we can't truly be together for events like these because of the excitement that they have for all of us who attend. There's something special about being in the physical presence of others who share a passion for our profession. I miss that, as I'm sure you do as well. I hope that if nothing else, our year of virtual events will make us appreciate being together in person when that day comes, and I pray that it will come soon. Our profession has not only weathered this crisis, but actually grown through it. You gathered here tonight are a perfect example of what fills me with pride for our profession's resilience. Despite the challenges thrown at you during a year unlike anything we've ever experienced, you made a personal commitment to advance our profession, our shared profession, through the pursuit of advanced knowledge and clinical expertise. That takes energy and love for what you're doing. It also takes bravery and commitment to a goal during a time when it often seemed like the best we could hope for was to simply get through another day. You, of course, deserve recognition on a personal level for the dedication and hard work you put into your achievements. You also deserve recognition for your commitment to the health of your patients and society at large. You embody APTA's mission and vision when you pursue and achieve a specialty certification as a physical therapist or an advanced proficiency as a physical therapist assistant. So thank you. As many of you know, APTA's House of Delegates established specialist certification in 1978 as a formal way to recognize physical therapists who demonstrated their advanced clinical knowledge and skills in a specific area of practice by successfully completing the specialist certification process. In 1985, the first 3 clinical specialists were certified, and every year since then, there's been a substantial increase in the number of physical therapists who pursue specialist certification. In fact, there are now more than 26,500 board-certified clinical specialists, including more than 3,000 who achieved or were recertified in 2020. And we're on track to better that this year with more than 4,000 specialist applications received. Our advanced proficiency pathways for the PTA hasn't been around quite as long, but last year 30 PTAs completed the program, bringing that total to 128. So you indeed are a special group of people. I'm proud of the dedication you've demonstrated in pursuit of improved evidence and excellence. And on behalf of the entire APTA Board of Directors, I congratulate each of you for your accomplishments. With each passing day, as we strive to keep each other healthy, and as more and more vaccines are received, we can begin feeling some glimmers of hope. For me, that includes the hope that you will be able to live out your well-earned achievement to its fullest and to be as engaged as possible with your profession and our association. We do need each other, and we are better together. In closing, as I hope you know, APTA is celebrating its 100th anniversary this year. It's a time to look back on where we've come from, to be sure, but it's also a time to look ahead and envision what the next 100 years will bring. It's hard to imagine a better testimony to the strength and promise of our profession than to recognize our peers who pushed through one of the most challenging years for physical therapy in recent memory with a determination to emerge better, stronger, and more skilled than before. That's what we'll do here tonight. I wish all of you could hear our applause and feel our respect and gratitude. Congratulations and thank you.
Thank you, Sharon. Well, welcome to all of our newly board certified and recertified specialists. What an honor it is to be here with you today to celebrate your accomplishment, especially in this centennial year of our profession and despite the unrest in our world. Not only are we celebrating the accomplishments of the association, but it was in 1981 when we first recognized the specialty areas of cardiovascular and pulmonary, sports, orthopedics, and pediatric physical therapy. Now, 40 years later, we recognize specialists in 10 areas of specialization, including oncology, women's health, clinical electrophysiology, neurology, geriatrics, and most recently, wound management. In reflecting on the words or wisdom that I was going to share with you about the specialist certification process, I asked my 14-year-old twins a simple question. What does it mean to be a specialist? And they responded, well, it means you're special. Yes, it's simply that. You are special. You have chosen to pursue advanced knowledge, skills, and abilities in a special area of physical therapy. What a tremendous accomplishment. But with this designation comes responsibility. You are responsible for contributing to the advancement of the profession. You are called to action, to advocate for your patients, to fight for ethical and just treatment for all, and to advocate for your chosen profession. As described in the textbook by Jensen and colleagues on educating physical therapists, it is through your clinical specialization process that you are becoming and being a specialist with practice wisdom and professional judgment, which informs your specialty area of care. As a product of a Jesuit education, I wanted to share with you a little bit about the life of Saint Ignatius of Loyola and the heroic leadership of his band of men. Through a conversion or a call to act, Ignatius turned his life towards creating a company focused on education and advancing the skills and abilities of those he met along his journey. He created a society of friends and followers who focused their attention on never-ending, challenging work to share his message with the world. There are a few things that we can learn from the Jesuits and their endless pursuit of ingenuity, love, heroism, and self-awareness. While this last year seems like a continual battle, we see light and hope for the opportunity to return to a more normal state of life. But we must take this opportunity to reflect on the lessons we have learned and how our practices will be influenced by the challenges we faced. Are you ready to face the world wholeheartedly in pursuit of what is right for your patients and society? While being a specialist affords you leadership in your chosen specialty, with this comes the risk of becoming stagnant. Rather, I challenge you to swim upstream, to consider the Jesuit motto de proceder, to be mobile, open to new ideas, blind to national borders, mutually supportive, and restlessly disposed to continuous improvement. Through this, you will achieve ambitious goals. In closing, I'd like to share a quote with you from a friend who recently lost her life unexpectedly, but I hope encourages the drive in all of us to be and to do more. #FindingKona was never about Iron Man. the true meaning behind it has more to do with the idea of stepping outside your comfort zone, of taking risks, believing in yourself, believing that you are worthy of huge goals, big, scary goals, the ones that force you to risk failure in order to achieve them. It's about deciding that a dream is worth 100% focus and dedication, no matter how long it takes. So what is your big, scary goal? Go after it, do great things, and congratulations on your specialty certification. At this time, I would like to introduce the current chair of the Cardiovascular and Pulmonary Specialty Council, Jeff Rodriguez.
Good evening. On behalf of the Cardiovascular and Pulmonary Specialty Council, I would like to congratulate the 29 newly certified cardiovascular and pulmonary clinical specialists and 15 clinical specialists who recertified in 2020. This specialty was approved in 1981, and to date, we have 378 individuals who have achieved this board certification. This year, we invited our newly certified and recertified specialists to record some brief remarks about this milestone. We're going to play a few of those messages tonight, starting with this one.
Becoming board certified in women's health physical therapy has always been a goal for me. It feels great to be able to show my commitment to my patients, our profession, and be part of an ever-growing specialty. Preparing for the WCS has provided me with an opportunity to network with others who have the same passion that I do, and I'm forever thankful. I want to congratulate all of the 2020 recipients.
Please welcome the current chair of the Clinical Electrophysiologic Specialty Council, David Hutchinson.
Thank you, Julie. On behalf of the Clinical Electrophysiological Specialty Council, I would like to congratulate the 12 newly certified clinical electrophysiological clinical specialists and 12 clinical specialists who recertified in 2020. Special acknowledgement to 2 of these specialists who recertified for the 3rd time in 2020, Arthur Nitz and Danny Smith. This specialty was approved in 1982, and to date, 204 individuals have achieved this board certification. Now let's hear from another of our honorees tonight.
Like the APTA's website says, we are building a community that advances the profession of physical therapy to contribute to the health of society. To me, earning my certification means I'm contributing to that mission. It means service to my profession and service to my community. I couldn't be more grateful for this opportunity. Thank you.
Please join me in welcoming the current chair of the Geriatric Specialty Council, Bob Nithman.
Good evening. On behalf of the Geriatric Specialty Council, I would like to congratulate the 251 newly certified geriatric clinical specialists and 51 clinical specialists who recertified in 2020. This specialty was approved in 1989, and to date, 3,316 individuals have achieved this board certification. Now, let's hear about the impact that the pursuit of board certification has had on this newly certified clinical specialist.
What this credential means to me is just a greater commitment towards the patients that I serve, towards my profession as a whole, and towards the students that I teach. This will also help influence the patients that my students see in the future as well. I would encourage others to pursue this credential to help demonstrate their commitment towards their profession as well, and to help open up future career avenues.
At this time, I would like to introduce the current chair of the Neurologic Specialty Council, Jennifer Kahn.
Thank you, Julie. On behalf of the Neurologic Specialty Council, I'd like to congratulate the 366 newly certified neurologic clinical specialists and 79 clinical specialists who recertified in 2020. This specialty was approved in 1982, and to date, 3,401 individuals have achieved this board certification. And now a few comments from one of our 2020 recertifying specialists who initially certified back in 2010.
Hello, my name is Karlyn Green, and I'm accepting recertification of my orthopedic specialty. Much of my career has been focused on bringing orthopedic components into the cardiopulmonary practice and vice versa. I feel that my DSP submitted activities exemplify that bridging of specialties, and I'm honored to be granted recertification as a professional milestone.
At this time, I would like to introduce the current chair of the Oncologic Specialty Council, Cindy Falzer.
Good evening. It's a pleasure to be here. On behalf of the Oncologic Specialty Council, I'd like to congratulate the 37 individuals who became newly certified in oncological clinical specialists in 2020. The specialty was approved in 2016, and to date, 105 individuals have achieved this board certification. Once again, a few comments from one of our recertifying specialists being honored here tonight.
I wanted to fulfill my sense of professional duty to earn my specialty certification and renew it. I think that it's important to help bridge the gap of research and clinical practice and being part of a conversation to have the latest resources as well as some of the best interventions to provide to the patients and families in my community.
At this time, I would like to introduce the current chair of the Orthopedic Specialty Council, Pam Kikulis.
Thank you, Julie. On behalf of the Orthopedic Specialty Council, I would like to congratulate the 1,422 newly certified orthopedic clinical specialists and 380 clinical specialists who recertified in 2020. Special acknowledgement to 4 of these specialists who recertified for the 3rd time in 2020. Joseph Donnelly, Jan Richardson, Michael Flyzik, and Thomas Brady. This specialty was approved in 1981, and to date, 17,318 individuals have achieved this board certification. And now, some words of thanks and appreciation from one of this year's newly certified specialists.
My name is Lauren Bilski, and I recently became a board-certified clinical specialist in neurologic physical therapy. I want to take this time to thank my teammates and colleagues back at McGee Rehabilitation Hospital. While I'm not there with you anymore, I do have you to thank for helping me build the knowledge and the skill set, as well as the confidence to not only take this test, but be the therapist that I am today. I also want to take this time to address those of you who are contemplating clinical specialization and encourage you to take that leap. I feel more confident in the decisions that I'm making, more aware of the breadth of evidence out there, and more prepared for anything that comes my way. Thank you so much and enjoy the ceremony.
At this time, I would like to introduce the current chair of the Pediatric Specialty Council, Jason Cook.
Good evening. On behalf of the Pediatric Specialty Council, I'd like to congratulate the 164 newly certified pediatric clinical specialists and 77 clinical specialists who recertified in 2020. This specialty was approved in 1981, and to date, 2,205 individuals have achieved this board certification. One of the 2020 newly certified specialists would like to take this opportunity to recognize someone who has had a positive influence on their career and this achievement.
Hi, I'm Lilly Lee. I want to thank and acknowledge Ann Porter Hoke, one of the founders of the North American Institute of Orthopedic Manual Therapy, as the most influential person in my 20 years as a PT. She has passed on her clinical reasoning and analytical skills and provided a strong basis for my evaluation and treatment skills. And also, she's done that as an instructor for many.
At this time, I would like to introduce the current chair of the Sports Specialty Council, Carrie Rothschild.
Thank you, Julie. Good evening. On behalf of the Sports Specialty Council, I would like to congratulate the 153 newly certified sports clinical specialists and 77 sports clinical specialists who recertified in 2020. Special acknowledgement to 4 of these specialists who recertified for the 3rd time in 2020. Lori Brody, James Zakazewski, Janice Loudon, and Joseph Carroll, and Ethan Saliba. And now a few comments from one final newly certified specialist being celebrated this evening.
It takes a lot of dedication and commitment to achieve excellence and become a leader in the area of expertise. And I am so glad that I took the leap to undergo the rigorous process and discipline of becoming a board-certified neurologic clinical specialist. It has fired in me even more to seek out ways to promote best outcomes for the patient population that I serve. My patients, in so many ways, bring out the best in me.
At this time, I would like to introduce the current chair of the Women's Health Specialty Council, Ting Ting Kuo.
Good evening, everyone. On behalf of the Women's Health Specialty Council, I would like to congratulate the 61 newly certified women's health clinical specialists and 12 clinical specialists who recertified in 2020. This specialty was approved in 2006, and to date, 550 individuals have achieved this board certification. Back to you, Julie.
Finally, we would like to congratulate the 35 physical therapist assistants who have achieved an advanced proficiency pathway in a designated specialty area over the past year. The program was established in 2016, and to date, 128 individuals have completed this program. We're excited to see the program's growth, and we encourage PTAs to participate. Now, before closing this evening's ceremony, I want to recognize the numerous individuals who contribute to the specialization process. This extensive process involves many, including all those who provided support and encouragement to those being honored tonight. We thank you for that support. It is important that we also acknowledge the fact that the specialization process involves the efforts of hundreds of volunteers, giving countless hours of dedicated service. Therefore, please allow me to take a moment to formally recognize the following individual groups. The members of the American Board of Physical Therapy Specialties who have collectively supported the mission to establish, maintain, and promote the standards of excellence for clinical specialization. The members of the 10 specialty councils who have the awesome responsibility of assuring the validity, reliability, and integrity of the specialty process. Thank you for all of your significant and ongoing contributions. We would like to thank the members of the APTA Board of Directors for their guidance and consistent support of the Specialist Certification and Advanced Proficiency Pathway programs. And finally, we would like to acknowledge another group of dedicated physical therapists who serve on the Specialization Academy of Content Experts and the Committee of Content Experts. These individuals volunteer significant time to develop and revise exam items and are integral to the process of clinical specialization. Thank you. On behalf of the American Board of Physical Therapy Specialties, we would like to thank you for attending tonight's recognition. We hope that some of you in the audience have been inspired tonight to begin the certification or advanced proficiency process. A list of all this year's honorees is available on the APTA and ABPTS website. And now, in closing, we'll now scroll through them here in alphabetical order by the specialty areas. Thank you for watching and have a good night.